Hi, and welcome to In the Air. I'm Nate. In today's episode, I get to travel with contributors Jake and Tim from Atlanta to Indianapolis via Delta Airlines on one of their A320s. Let's check it out.
The Atlanta airport is the busiest in the world. We had to get to a different terminal and fortunately figured out how to do so with good signage and friendly airport staff to answer our questions.
There is a tram they named the Plane Train to help make this much easier. It connects passengers to every terminal very quickly.
A lot of the gates along the way had very limited seating.
This caused a lot of crowding and felt very claustrophobic to us.
We chose this flight originally because it was scheduled to be on an MD-88. Seeing that Delta is retiring these by the end of next year, we wanted to fly on one. Unfortunately, plans changed and our aircraft would now be an Airbus A320. We'll definitely try to fly on one of Delta's MD-80s before they retire. Delta uses 4 different boarding lines. This made for quite a cramped space while waiting for the boarding to begin. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are and you'd like to see more just like this, hit that like button and subscribe down below. By ringing the bell, you'll be notified when we upload a new video to the channel. The overhead bins are rather large on Delta's A320 aircraft. Luggage lying on their side is no problem. They even give a little instructional diagram. Here are our seats for the next hour and a half. As we mentioned in our last video, we really like the ambiance provided in these aircraft. The lighting, new, comfortable seats, IFE screens, and unique overhead controls all make up for a very welcoming and updated vibe. Oh, why hello there. There's a Boeing 757 arriving at the gate next to us. This gives me a perfect opportunity to tell you about our next video. We get to fly on one of these 757s with Delta just a few days after this flight. We really enjoyed it.
This has to be the dirtiest window we've seen so far. After we watched this footage, it was much more noticeable.
We had to find out what causes windows on an airplane to be so dirty. Have you noticed that little small hole at the bottom? It's called a bleed hole.
This equals out the pressure between the cabin and the gap between the window panes.
This ensures that cabin pressure during flight is applied to the outer pane.
Moisture and dust gets trapped in between these exterior and interior windows. Most airlines clean the exterior after every few flights, but could you imagine them trying to get in between?
We took off on runway 26L today. As you'll quickly be able to tell, it was not a particularly smooth ascent out of Atlanta. The captain did a great job of giving us a heads up regarding the weather we should expect, which would create a bit of a bumpy ride. Does turbulence make you nervous or anxious? It used to for us. We'll tell you a little bit about how the anxiousness of flying was one of the catalysts for starting this channel.
This particular flight means a lot to us. I hadn't flown in over 17 years.
And I hadn't flown since I was 3 years old, and I was terrified to do so.
We wanted to go to the 2019 DCI World Championships, which is always held in Indianapolis every August.
In September of 2018, we bought the tickets for the event. Being in Southern Oregon, we knew it would take at least 2 flights to get there.
We were getting so anxious to fly that we booked a quick trip to Phoenix and loved it. Instead of being scared or anxious, we were very excited and couldn't wait for our next trip. With Nate's love of aviation, this channel was born just a few months later.
In the 6 months since starting this channel, we have flown with 7 different airlines, gone to 14 different airports, and on 13 different aircraft. Sharing our adventures with you has been incredibly rewarding, and we can't wait to show you each and every one of these flights. Delta's main cabin has a pitch of 31 inches, so pretty standard. My tray table is a bit broken, although it's hard to tell in this video. Being a short flight and not needing to hold much more than a drink in my laptop, it wasn't a problem. Jake and Tim have started their collection. First, Alaska's 737 and now Delta's 767. The flight was unfortunately too bumpy, so water was the only service offered. If you've had a chance to watch our other videos, you'll know the A320 series of aircraft don't have particularly large restrooms. The blue lighting was pretty unique, although it was a bit on the dark side. I haven't seen artwork, in air quotes, like this in a lavatory before. We thought it was a pretty cool added detail. Maybe other airlines will pick up on this. I mean, a lot of people put up artwork in their restrooms at home, just saying. No service means more time to get some work done. Always have to think of the bright side. Do you ever just look through your window, at your house, in your car, or in the air, and just thank God for the amazingly beautiful landscape He has painted for us? I know we do, every time we get to fly. Gotta love catching your shadow. Our day started in DFW, and after 2 mostly enjoyable flights with Delta, we've arrived in Indianapolis. We could have flown direct with American and had a significantly shorter day, but we wanted to review Delta's product for you. What came through the most on these flights is Delta's customer service. Everyone was friendly, and although there was no service on this particular flight due to a bumpy ride, the captain communicated this to us, and the crew was still great. Thank you for watching, and if you're a subscriber, thanks for following our journey. We have at least a dozen or more flights that we've taken this year that we still need to create episodes for you to watch. We hope you enjoy each and every one of them.
All right, we have arrived in Indianapolis. Nicely done, Delta. We'll see you guys next time in the air.